radio.uccs.edu.
I'm Steve Kirkham, Director of Athletics for UCCS. You're tuned in to the Lions Den, the official source of UCCS sports.
This is Amber McAfee.
And this is MJ Arjamandi.
Be sure to tune in
Every Tuesday at 10.
to the Lions Den,
The official source for UCCS sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports. I'm the sports MC, MJ Arjamandi, broadcasting live inside the Roar office on the beautiful campus of the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. And I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, the lovely Amber McAfee. Amber, how you doing today?
Good.
Pretty good? Just pretty good?
Yep. By the end of the show, it's going to be better.
How much better?
Way better.
Why?
Because I'm on the Lions.
The Lions Den, and the millions and millions of listening Lions out there are also going to have a much better day after this episode. At least, I hope so.
Good.
We'll see how it goes. Well, Amber, how was your weekend?
Fantastic.
Why? What made your weekend fantastic?
I went and checked out the cross-country race for the high schoolers. And
What?
I saw my Redskins play against the Broncos.
I saw that too. I don't think that made for a great weekend, though, because your Redskins didn't win.
I got to see them in person.
Oh, you were at the game
Yeah,
in
so, I mean,
Denver.
that kind of makes up for them losing, kind of.
Fair enough. I guess that's fair. So, did you size up some of those high school kids over the weekend?
No. I only went to go support my one friend who made it to state for Palmer, which is the high school I went to. Shout out to Palmer.
Woo.
So, it was cool. She got 10.
10th? Out of how many? 10? Because then that's not that great. But if it's out of like 200, that's pretty good.
It was a lot. It was maybe like 100.
Okay.
A lot.
That's not bad. Could you have beat them?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
I hope so. Can't let high schoolers beat me.
That's right.
Oh.
Are they coming to UCCS? Did you go down there for recruiting purposes?
Tried to get people there. We were definitely in our UCCS gear.
Reppin'?
Yeah.
All right. Love to hear it. Well, what happened to your Redskins? I thought they were going to win last night.
Oh, I don't know what happened. We were doing so good. We were up by 2 touchdowns, and then all of a sudden it was just like
A blowout the other way.
stopped our running game too. Like, I don't know why we stopped our running game in the fourth.
You know, if the NFL was made up of just 3 quarters, you'd have won.
No.
But you got to play that fourth quarter. That Manning guy's pretty good in the fourth quarter.
You know what? We were right there with them, which was. And everyone in my division for like the conference lost, which means we're still in the running for playoffs. So it's not like we're really down on the list.
The Giants are still in it. And they started, what, 0-20?
Yeah. So I mean, our whole conference is kind of just like
I guess if that's how you make it, it's better than not making it.
optimistic.
All right. Well, we got a lot to cover here for UCCS athletics. As great as the NFL is, we got a lot of great stuff here at UCCS going down.
We do.
Well, the soccer is gearing up for postseason. They only got one more weekend left.
Oh, it went fast.
It does go fast.
It does.
But how exciting is that? Looking for the postseason.
right?
The Mountain Lions are making a run, or at least gearing up for it. So we're going to talk about that today. We got volleyball to talk about. They split the weekend against some tough opponents, so that was a good performance by them overall. We had men's golf, another luxurious trip to San Antonio, Texas. Well, I mean, think about where some of the other teams went. Not quite as luxurious. Not to say San Antonio's top of the line there, but
Better than what the other teams are going to.
well, some of the other teams went to like Fort Lewis,
Yeah.
Grand Junction. Hey, that's cool.
No, New Mexico is the worst.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, especially on a bus for 6 hours with a team. 13 hours? Why didn't you just run? You're on the cross-country team.
I didn't have
Couple
to
more
go.
out. Oh, beautiful Colorado. Okay, fair enough. We also have men's basketball starting Thursday night. It's an exhibition, but it means the season's about to start.
Right?
Isn't that the great thing about sports? When one sport is ending the season, the other is starting.
That's right.
So we got soccer getting ready for postseason and basketball preseason. You know, Amber, this is a true story. This is my favorite time of the whole year because I'm such a big sports fan. We have football going on right now.
Right.
Basketball is about to start. We got the World Series going down. I mean, all these things.
Red Sox. Whoop.
Oh, Boston fan, huh? Why do you root for Washington and Boston? And where are you from?
I'm from the Springs, but my family was born in D.C., so that's why I go for Washington Redskins.
And Boston? Just random? You just like Red Sox?
Taught me about baseball was like, you should just go for Boston Red Sox. And so I did when they were in their losing streaks in the World Series.
Isn't that great when
Yeah.
they lose for so long and then they get good?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like
there.
UCCS athletics. They weren't very good for a while. Now they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why I love UCCS athletics. That's a cheap shot, but it's a true cheap shot. Just saying. Okay, well, we do got a lot to cover. All those things that we mentioned. Plus, Amber, we're the official source for UCCS sports. Why? What makes us the official source?
We give the inside scoops on everything and anything UCCS sports related. That means interviews with coaches,
Whoa, like who?
like Nicole Ridenour.
Oh, from the UCCS women's soccer team.
That's right.
Oh, because she's going to be live in the studio.
Yeah.
And in fact, she's live in the studio right now. For all the YouTube fans right now watching, they know that already.
Yes, they do.
And for the people listening on UCCS radio, they're about to hear an interview with Nicole Ridenour, head coach of the women's soccer team, in a few minutes.
Right.
But first, we got to take a break, right?
Right.
All right, so DJ Amber, set up the tunes because we're going to take a break here. And when we get back here on the Lions Den, as we mentioned, head coach Nicole Ridenour of the UCCS women's soccer team, live in the studio. We got some questions for her. She's got some answers for us. So we're going to get to that in just a few minutes right here on the Lions Den.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt, better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like a wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. A whole body boy, plus laid back. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
The mountaintop, walk on water, I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike oil, diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever, can't hold me down. 100 miles gunning from the pitcher's mouth. Straight game face, it's game day. See me running through the crowd full of melee. No trick plays, I'm Bill Gates. Take a genius to understand me.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
life that we living.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never feel. I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never feel. I get a good feeling, yeah.
Hello, I'm Pam Shockley-Zalabak, and you are tuned into the Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
In a world where music cannot be contained, one show has risen to claim the title. The Brave and the Bold. Listen live Mondays at 5 p.m. or catch the rebroadcast on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. only on UCCS Radio.
Fanáticos de la música, listen every Friday at 5 p.m. or Sundays at 9 a.m. to hear my show La Zacatecana playing solo la mejor música right here on UCCS Radio.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS sports. Right now, Amber, we are joined by the head coach of the UCCS women's soccer team, Coach Nicole Ridenour. Coach, thank you for joining us here today on the Lion's Den.
No problem. Glad to be in.
Well, first thing I must prep you about or warn you about is the fact that here on the Lion's Den, we have what is known as the Lion's Den bump. And so when players or coaches come on the show, they see an increase in play on the field in their next games.
Oh.
Yeah. So if in the next game the Mountain Lions come out and score like a program record of 10 goals or something, just know that it's somewhat related to your appearance here on the show today.
I'll take it.
I just want to warn you about that. So when you see possibly the best play ever from the team this Friday against New Mexico Highlands for a huge game here at Mountain Lion Stadium, I mean, anything's possible.
Hey, I'm fine with any little bump we can get. So.
Excellent. All right. Well, I just wanted to warn you about that. First thing I kind of want to talk about is the state of the program overall, because this is the 6th year of UCCS women's soccer, so pretty new overall here at the university. And you've been the head coach all 6 seasons. And you've built this team from nothing, literally from the ground up, into a team that hosted a playoff game last season and is in position to host the playoff game this season. So can you tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there, the millions, that's right, don't be shy, there's millions, that's okay. How has that evolution been? How has that process been, building the program and to see where it's come from, where it's been?
It's been a challenge, obviously, getting a program started from scratch. Coach Decker and I have worked really hard in bringing in players that we think could fit UCCS. Recruiting here isn't the easiest because obviously we have to be smart as well as dedicated, as well as time management, as well as, there's a list that goes into being a successful athlete here at UCCS. So that was we're really honing that in as the years go on, but we're still working on it and really getting that mixture to balance out here. But starting from nothing, we always had the girls and the athletes that would work hard. Even if they weren't the most skilled or talented, they worked really hard, and that's how we were always able to compete. RMEC is one of the toughest Division II conferences in the nation, and I don't think many people would argue that point. So we have to get girls who can not only keep up academically and athletically, but they have to be rough and tough and able to recover and take care of themselves nutritionally. And it's a tough place to come play. So as we've gotten better and better, it's on the girls that we're bringing in and their work ethic and stepping up to the standards that Coach Decker and I really want to hold for this team, and making sure that goes from year to year and builds on itself instead of having to start over every year.
And so, how have you been able to every year it seems like the team gets better and better. I would imagine the better the team gets, the easier recruiting gets. But at some point, again, you had to bring people in from nowhere. I mean, is this kind of what you envisioned 6 years ago when you started the program, that just 5 seasons later you'd be hosting the first playoff game? And, I mean, this team is one of the top teams in all the RMAC. Did you expect such a quick success for the team, or is this kind of what you envisioned the whole time?
I actually wanted it faster because I'm a little impatient, but of course you got to build in things. You have to build in the athletes, everything else. So yeah, I did expect us to do well, just because the mentality that I went into in taking on this project again, essentially, is that you work hard, you bring in the people who work hard, you set those standards, and Coach Decker and I never set out to be mediocre, and we work really hard not to be. So all the hours I spend in the off season working with the girls, getting them in the weight room, doing individuals, the last 5 years I've lived on the field a lot. When you have anywhere from 20 to 30 players that you're coaching in the off season, and you need individual time with each of them to get them individually better, you spend a lot of time down on the field. And ultimately it pays off, because that individual player gets better, which translates to the fall when I can focus on the team. So the team overall is better because of those individuals.
So how are things going right now with the team, with all things considered? How are things, Coach?
Overall, they're really good. We had a disappointing loss, obviously, this past weekend to Fort Lewis, but I think that was more credited to tiredness and just lack of focus in terms of like Halloween being around and midterms, and I mean, there's a lot of distraction going on. So the next couple of days in practice will be definitely refocusing them on what's coming up, which is the big Highlands game that could essentially, we win, we host, we lose, well, we're traveling, and we're probably traveling a long distance. So overall, the team, though, they work hard, and the skill level is there, so it's just a matter of if they show up that day and are focused on what we're doing, or if it takes me yelling from the sideline and losing my voice to get them to focus, and that's what some of the games this past weekend took a little bit more of, like I said, with all the distractions, and obviously midterms are a big distraction.
Those pesky midterms, I know they are a distraction for even us non-athletes.
Yeah.
They really are a distraction.
Alright, so rumor has it that you have a new addition to the family.
I do. I have a 6-month daughter. Her name is Adeline.
How has that been? I mean, still being full-time coach here at UCCS, and now a proud mother, and I mean, how has that balance been for you?
It's definitely been getting more common, but to start the season, she was only 3 months old, and to balance out being where I need to be for her and the team and all the hours on the field and everything has been a challenge to get going. And I think I maybe took it a little easy on the girls, that softer motherly side, this starting year, but don't worry, I'm back to normal. I can hold them accountable for everything, and that hard-edged high standard is still there. So it's been nice having both, and the girls obviously are very supportive of having Adeline around and my husband around and all that fun stuff. So it's been good. I think we've found the balance, and we'll keep going up from here.
So is Adeline at the games?
She was at most of the games until it got too cold for her to be out there.
Yeah.
So my husband would come out with her, or leave her with grandparents or something. But she's been at almost all the games, and really she loves the motion. She loves the activity. Obviously me coaching with her during the whole pregnancy, she loves the motion, the movement, the noise. She's a very happy baby when she's watching sports. So it's amusing to us that it translated so well.
So potentially, do we have the next Mia Hamm? I mean, is she going to be into sports, into soccer, or is that your hope anyways?
Obviously, being the competitor I am, I really hope that she's athletic and wants to be athletic and kind of driven in some manner, but we will support anything she wants to do, whether it be in athletics or a single athlete, not team, or whatever she wants to do. We'll try and support that. Obviously, she will have a lot of soccer in her life, though.
Alright, so how are things looking for the team as of right now? Like the program and overall season season wise?
We are looking to hopefully refocus here off this past weekend and come out strong in the last 2 games to clinch that playoff spot. And last year in that playoff game, I think it was kind of a shell shock. It's the first time we've hosted. It was big nerves. Everybody was just kind of almost overly excited. Couldn't calm down enough to play. So I'm hoping that got out of our system last year, and we can host a game this year, bring somebody in, and use that home field advantage to an actual advantage. So we're looking good in terms of finishing out strong, and really we are driven and want to be in NCAAs. You know, last year we missed it by the skin of our teeth, and this year we don't want to leave it up to chance. So we really want to finish the season strong.
So you have many returning players from last year's team that did host. Can you talk a little bit about how that game really could help last year's game in building, having that experience of a game here at home, and maybe the jitters won't quite be there as much this season?
Yeah, I think even us as a coaching staff, we really learned a lot from that. Like, instead of letting them to their own devices and this and that, maybe have a team breakfast. Maybe get them on the focus a little bit sooner than just showing up at game time, where everybody's been talking them up. Oh, this is the first playoff game. This is huge. Just putting so much pressure on themselves. And parents were proud. The administration was proud. The coaches were proud. But nobody ever gave the reality of, you got to show up and play. And really put it down to ground level that this is just the next game. But it's a next game that you have to be at. You have to be present. You can't just expect to win it because you're hosting. So I think it just got a little amped up last year, and I'll blame myself for that as well. I definitely feel that having that hosting kind of hat put on versus just another game, kind of let it get to us a little bit. So I think everybody's learned a lot. I think the girls returning know what it's like now. They know what to expect, and they know kind of how to get the underclassmen on board of what the game really is, instead of just that hyped up, amped up kind of feeling.
So have you been surprised at all this season by the unbelievable play at times by Agnes Arnedottir? First, let me just mention, when I announce some of the soccer games, that's probably my most fun name to announce. I don't know why. I really like saying Agnes Arnedottir like that. But can you talk a little bit about her? I mean, the whole team has done really well. I don't want to sell anybody short, but she's broken a few records this season here at UCCS, which, I mean, that's pretty remarkable in its own right. She right now, Agnes Arnedottir, is first in program history for points per game, goals per game, winning goals, shots per game, and shots on goal per game. I mean, that's quite a list. Can you talk a little bit about how her play has really helped the team, and are you surprised at all that she's broken some of those records? Albeit the 6th season of the program, but that doesn't mean that those are not very substantial records that last for a long time.
No, I think the supporting cast, obviously, like you said, you don't want to sell anybody short. The supporting cast has a lot to do with it. The stronger our defense is, obviously, the less she has to work up top, and she can save that energy for going to goal. And that's kind of what we try and coach her into doing as well. Is last season she was a little more hesitant in terms of she wanted to pass, whereas she has one of the most powerful shots. I mean, just the length of her body size, the core strength, and how we can get her shot on goal accurate and just powerful. We really encouraged her to start taking those shots, using her size, her power to turn on people and get at frame. And I mean, it's paid off in more than one occasion. Just against CCU the other night, she just got frustrated and powered one through, and the goalie couldn't handle the power and basically put it in her own net, And we really wanted her to see that she has that potential, and so she needed to take it on as a senior on the team, as somebody who's older, as somebody who has that experience to not always be looking for the ultimate pass, but more or less to get it on frame, get it on goal, and give it a chance. Because even with the power she has and how she does get it on frame, the goalie has to make that save. And if she lays out, we have Hannah Levette, we have Taylor Braden, we have Michaela Mansfield, we have those girls, and Lindsay Burzai, who have incredible speed on the outsides, who can follow that shot in. So even just encouraging her and telling her that that's what we want of her. We want her to take that shot. We want her to get at goal, just to give us a chance to find the back of the net.
So in the few players that you just listed right there was some seniors, some freshmen, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And so that just leads me to think, again, when talking about building the program, you have great senior leadership on the field, but you also have youthful, great talented freshmen and young players. It seems to me like that's the recipe to ensure that, yeah, we're going to be successful this season. We're also going to be back in the mix next season too. I mean, is that your philosophy of getting younger players in with the older players, that mentorship, and how does that really work?
We actually really try and focus on that. We do what's called bigs and littles, and so we have an upperclassman take on one of the incoming sophomore or freshmen and kind of mentor them throughout the season. So just in helping pick classes and what teachers to avoid, how to get around class, how to get around campus, but also in the soccer world, because obviously there's challenges when you come from high school and club and you're used to being the best player on your team, and that's every player we recruit. You were the best. But now you're sitting behind everybody else who is the best as well. How to cope with that and how to stay positive and really develop as a player. Because as a freshman, really you shouldn't be able to come in and compete with Agnes. Agnes has been here. We've coached her year after year. We've worked on her individual skill. So freshmen come in and they feel that intimidation, and really they should. But that's where we pair them up with somebody who is a stronger force on the team, and they kind of help them through it and how to recognize that they're going to be that player one day. And they have to look and try and accomplish something every single day to be that player, though. It just doesn't happen by them walking on the field. So I think that's really helped out, is having those upperclassmen take kind of a protective kind of guiding wing in the younger players. And you see some freshmen on the field, and you can ask them. They're a little gun shy at first, So it's definitely helped out to have some people who are demanding on the field and expect that high level of play, regardless if they're a freshman or if they're.
Well, I think that's a great idea. And I mean, whatever you're doing, it seems to be working because the team is doing really well historically last few seasons and this season, right in the mix. You mentioned a very important game on Friday night against New Mexico Highlands. What makes that game so important?
Well, the way the standings are with how we finished this last weekend out and everything, it looks that if we win out on Friday, if we win that game, then we should clinch the 4th place spot and host a playoff game. If we tie or lose, though, that kind of leaves state up in the air a little bit more than we like. So it's on our hands. We can host if we show up and play well and take care of business on our home field.
How do you feel about that matchup against New Mexico Highlands? I mean, they're right in the mix as well, so they're definitely a good team, a formidable opponent. But here at Mountain Lion Stadium, possibly home field advantage. How do you feel about that matchup in general on Friday night?
Highlands is always a tough competitor for us. I mean, you can look at our track record. We've won some, lost some. Their place, our place, and luckily we do have them at home, and that is an advantage to us because New Mexico Highlands, we've had more trouble winning down there than we have here. They're a very physical, fast-moving team, so I think we'll match up really well as long as we're light on our feet, agile, but we can't get caught up in that, just kicking the ball and hoping for the best kind of mentality. We need to make sure that we keep pace and keep control of the ball, and again, we encourage our forwards to get at frame and find each other and kind of really just putting it so that we're the attacking team when Highlands is so used to being that attacking team. So we need to make sure that we are on top of our game to keep the pace to where we want it.
Play Mountain Lion ball.
Yes.
And then you feel confident.
Yes. And so, I mean, we have great players on the field that can lead that mentality. So as long as we continue to do that, step to the ball, win in the 50-50s, not let them dominate those 50-50 challenges, then we should be fine.
So this weekend we had quite a few games go down, and you went 1-1-1. So sorry.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So how do you feel about this weekend, coming off of it?
Coming off it, we're definitely going to have to refocus a little bit. Like I said earlier in the interview, is we really need to get on top of things again and not let the distraction of the time of year, the everything build up on us. And against CCU, we showed up and we played well and we expected to win, so we worked hard and made sure of it. Against Adams, they kind of shocked us. Adams is a better team than they've ever been before, and I have to give them that credit. They really are, and so we had to battle back to even get back into that game. And so coming out with a tie, we had the momentum at the end of completely at the end of the overtimes, everything that we should have had a goal. But that's, again, that lack of focus, taking chances. You have to get at frame to even have a chance. So we learned a little bit from that you got to take your chances. You can't just wait for the next 5 minutes because you eventually run out of time, So at least we got back in the game and we fought hard, and I'm really proud of them because that takes a lot a lot of digging down, a lot of fight, a lot of everything to get back into a game that you're down 2-0. So even though it was a tie, I'm very proud of the girls for even getting back in it. And we learned that we got to take our chances when we can, against Fort Lewis, again, that was more of a disappointment in terms of like energy level, the girls' focus, everything else, and maybe they were beat out from having the extra game. But ultimately, it's up to us to bounce back from that. We knew we didn't play like ourselves, and the team, some of the girls are the first to say it. Like they should have taken better care of themselves over the weekend and add on that extra game in the middle of the week, that kind of thing. So we've given them some time off. Just today, they have today completely off to rest and recover because they were physical, hard-fought matches. So hopefully we can get all the rest we need and get focused again to go into Friday with our heads held high and good physical strength and bumps and bruises recovered.
So again, big matchup on Friday, but that's not the last game of the season. There's one more after that, right, for the regular season anyways, before the team gears up for postseason. So right now the team could, if they don't win either of those two games, they're in jeopardy of not making playoffs at all. If they win on Friday, they host. If they lose on Friday but win on Sunday, they're in but don't host. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios here. So what do you think is going to happen here? What's your prediction? The last two games of the season, everything riding on these two games. How do you see the season ending? And will we have a game next Wednesday here at Mountain Lion Stadium?
I see the season ending. Obviously, I want the best all the time. But I see the season ending with the seniors really stepping up and challenging the underclassmen that they need to not fight because it's their seniors, but fight because that's what this team does. We are a highly competitive team. We challenge each other on the field daily for this reason. And it's for these games, these last two games, like to control our own destiny and not leave it to the other players, the other teams, the other goal differential or whatever else goes into factoring out those ties, but to control our own destiny and show up and really show what we're capable.
So Friday night, Mountain Lions are going to win?
Yes.
Which means Wednesday night, Mountain Lions are going to host? I hope so, because I'm scheduled to do the broadcast for that game, which is going to be on TV, and I love doing that. So, I mean, of course I'm rooting for the Mountain Lions anyways, but that's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You win Friday, we're hosting a playoff game Saturday. On Wednesday. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. On Wednesday. So, you're saying a win on Friday?
I'm saying a win on Friday, and I think the girls will definitely find the determination to put something.
And then regardless of what happens on Friday, Sunday against the rival CSU Pueblo? Never. You got to always get up for CSU Pueblo and take care of business against the Thunderwolves. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you stopping by here today on the Lions Den, and we definitely wish you all the best of luck. I'll be at the games on Friday night. I'll be rooting for you, cheering you on. So, yeah. And, again, be ready. The bump is coming.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, before we let you go, can you please tell the millions and the millions of listening Lions out there who they're listening to?
I'm Coach Nicole Radnauer, head coach of the UCCS women's soccer team, and you're tuned into the Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
Excellent. Thanks, Coach. And fans, don't go anywhere. We got a lot more to cover right here on the Lions Den.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher. See the champions take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets our heads are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us. Sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game. And together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. fire. Give you reason, take you higher. See the champions take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets our heads are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us. Sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game. And together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes. Oh, 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 we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes. Oh, 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 oh. And everybody will be singing it. And we all will be singing it.
The source, the ultimate source.
No, not the ultimate source. The official source for UCCS Sports. So be sure to tune in
Every Tuesday at 10.
to the Lions Den, the official source for
UCCS Sports.
Hey everyone, this is Ingrid J with The Scene Radio, and my show features local music, art, poetry, and cultural events. Check us out on Facebook at The Scene Radio, one word. And you want me to play your music or promote some of your shows? Please give me a message and I'd love to support you. Peace, love, namaste.
Hello, I'm DJ King7 with the warrior Don Christian for Yada the King Radio. Tune in on Thursdays at 6 p.m. on radio.uccs.edu to get it in with us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lions Den, the ultimate source, the official source for UCCS Sports. Just having some fun, and a big thank you to head coach Nicole Ridenauer for stopping by here on the Lions Den and talking about all kinds of things with us, UCCS soccer related, and even more. So thank you very much, Coach Ridenauer, and best of luck this weekend. Really rooting for the team, hoping they get that win on Friday night. That's exciting stuff, Amber. But there are more exciting things as well here going on at UCCS with the athletics. And the first thing we must talk about is UCCS volleyball, because they were in action this past weekend and they split their road trip. They went to Grand Junction and where that is, well, yeah. It's not close. No, they went to Grand and Durango. That's not close either. No, that's a good trip of the western slope of Colorado. So, all things considered, they did really well. They split the weekend. Some tough opponents. The first matchup against Fort Lewis, the Mountain Lions were trailing 2-0 and then came back from the intermission. And Amber, this is something that's happened on the reverse for the Mountain Lions a few times this season, where they've been up 2-0 and then they've allowed their opponents to come back after the intermission. This time they said, hey, we're going to give you a dose of your own medicine here. And they got down 0-2 and came back from the intermission and won the next two to take it to a fifth set. And then in the fifth set, it was all Mountain Lions all day long to get the big win. And that really helped the UCCS volleyball team out, because that brought them to a dead even record, a 500 record of 10-10 overall, 6-6 in the RMAC, and great plays. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, how can you not be excited about that? That's good stuff right there. In that match, Cassidy Bush had a phenomenal matchup. She did great all weekend long, but against the Skyhawks of Fort Lewis, she had 4 block assists and 2 solo blocks, leading the Mountain Lions on defense. She was dominant at the net all weekend long. And Jordan Banich with a double-double, getting 15 kills and 10 digs. That's a really stellar night for her as well. That's a deadly combination right there. They did a great job. Helped lead the Mountain Lions to that win to bring them to 500. Unfortunately for the team, they had one more matchup that weekend. Yeah, they went on the road again and played Colorado Mesa, and that night didn't quite turn out as well as they wanted. Although Bush had, she recorded a match high of 7 blocks and a team high of 12 points. She was dominant all weekend long on both ends of the court. She's really coming into her own, Amber.
Yeah, starting to make noise.
Starting to make some noise.
Yep.
And that's scary, to be honest with you, because the Mountain Lions already have a few other threats offensively and defensively that other teams are going to be game planning for.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the teams know about Banich.
Right.
They know about Shaka.
True.
They're learning about Kim Catlett because she's been dominating as of late too.
Right.
They know about Heather Sanders, Defensive Player of the Week. They know Grace Gordon is one of the top setters in the RMAC. And now they're really starting to learn Cassidy Bush and her ability to be dominant at the net.
Right.
And if the... Go ahead.
We like bring the all around, like we have the
That's
all
right.
around system. And it's great when like new girls can step up and start making a noise for the team and showing that like the program's gonna like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
It's a well-oiled machine, Amber.
Yeah.
Well-oiled machine. And, you know, they didn't get that win against Colorado Mesa. Colorado Mesa is one of the top teams in the conference. So I think they were a little disappointed without getting the win. But right now, Amber, the UCCS volleyball team has 6 matches left in the regular season. They are tied with Fort Lewis and Pueblo, who they just beat this past weekend and the weekend prior. They're tied with those two teams for the 8th spot in the RMAC. Top 8 teams make the postseason. So right now, if the season were to end, the Mountain Lions would take that last spot. And so that's really got to be the mentality for the volleyball team moving forward, is that they're in prime position to make the cut, get into the postseason, and once you're in the tournament, anything can happen.
Right.
I mean, you just have to win a given match against anybody else, and then 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets, the Mountain Lions can hang with any team.
And
I think
we
they
put up a good fight against all the teams out there. So
That's right.
I feel like we can do it.
Absolutely. And so right now they're trying to make it to the dance, trying to get into the tournament. Once they do, who knows what can happen. This weekend, Amber, it's going to be a tough weekend. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. They're playing some of the tougher teams in the RMAC this weekend again. Regis is on Friday night. Now, Regis has an overall record of 13-9, an RMAC record of 9-4. They've only lost 4 times in the RMAC.
Wow.
They're a good team.
Yeah, I was like this.
They're good.
Yeah.
The Rangers are good. They are good. The Mountain Lions will take on Regis up in Denver Friday night at 7 o'clock. The next night, Mountain Lions are going back to Denver to take on Metro State. Now, Metro State's another very good team. Their overall record 13-8, another team with a 9-4 RMAC record. These are 2 top teams in the conference, and it's really going to test the Mountain Lions. If they can come in and get another split this weekend, or put up a couple of good showings against these top teams, get some confidence, because next weekend, Mountain Lions are back home for the final regular season homestand before going back on the road the weekend after. So 3 weekends left, 6 matches, 2 on the road, 1 at home. It's crunch time, Amber.
It is.
As an athlete yourself, Amber, what's the feeling like at this point? I mean, you're nearing the postseason. You're in prime position to go to the tournament. I mean, what's your mindset going into these final games, these final matches, the final races? You know, how do the athletes feel at this point?
I think we do get tired, but we have that determination knowing that you're so close to like making it to the finals, like tournament or regionals, nationals, whatever sport you do, that like you just continue to push and drive. I know for like cross country specifically, they tell us to get our schoolwork taken care of ahead of time because they know when this season comes, like this part of the season comes around, we're going to be busy and hogged down, and we're going to really need to focus. So I think like that helps us a lot, just knowing ahead of time that this is going to be the busy part of it. But I think for the most part, everyone goes in there like ready to play. Like they want the win. They want to finish on a good note, so they're going to try their hardest, I think. So
Absolutely.
I do.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Amber. I think you're absolutely right. So the volleyball team gearing up for their final run towards the postseason. But you mentioned cross country. And we must talk about some cross country here on the Lions Den because both men's and women's cross country teams were in action this weekend. How about the women's team? I mean, you're part of the women's team. You're ranked, you, Amber, and your team are ranked 10th in the nation. Had another solid performance this weekend. I mean, it's almost unbelievable where the Mountain Lions finished their 10th in the nation. And, I mean, well, tell the fans, how did the cross-country teams do this weekend?
So we were at New Mexico for the RMAC Division Conference, and we got 4th place overall, which was pretty good. We only lost to Western and Adams, who were like the top of the whole entire cross-country
Well,
season.
and they're ranked ahead of the Mountain Lions nationally. So the only teams the Mountain Lions lost to in that race are nationally ranked higher than the Mountain Lions.
And then, like, 3rd place was Metro State, and we lost to them by 5 points, which
so
was
close.
really close. Yeah, it was really close for them. Just barely missed, like, taking the 3rd place from them. And if you didn't know, Metro's ranked 8th, so that was really close for us. So, Veronica Sandoval led us, and Angie Martell, and they both got all-conference.
They are so good. They're so fast.
Yeah, they got all-conference for it, which is the first time in UCCS program.
Yeah, in the
we have,
history.
Like, yeah.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
Multiple, yeah.
All-conference players in the top.
That is excellent.
That was great for our team.
They brought it.
Yes. And then more importantly, everyone had a good race for the women's side. They all went in PR, so...
That is
like,
great.
for people that don't know, that's personal record.
Yeah, let them know.
Yeah, I was
the
looking
millions and millions of listening Lions out there like, PR, public relations? What's going
I
on
know.
there?
It's personal record. So everyone improved and ran their best. It's good.
As an athlete, as a runner, isn't now the time to be peaking and to be breaking those records? I mean, if you're going to break your own record, you want to do it now when you're gearing up for postseason as well, for championships.
Ready for the main meet.
The main meets, that's right.
But the men's, they did decent too out there. They got 6th place, which is not too bad. There's definitely room for improvement, and I think they all know that.
Well, I think the thing is, too, is that they ran as a pack. And if they would have beat just a couple other single runners that day as the pack, I mean, they would have improved dramatically even in that 6th place finish. So I think the 6th place finish is somewhat deceptive about how good they actually did do. I think they did better than the 6th place really indicates.
Well, I was talking to some of the kids on the team, and they were saying that they just had a slow start, which is believable because cross country, when you're at the line, it's really packed, and you have a lot of people, and it's hard to get out in the front. So I like that could definitely be a factor of how they ended up in 6th place. But they're definitely going to come back in 2 weeks and be ready for regionals and go get that place, 6th place or higher, hopefully, and get to nationals. So
Regionals in, how, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and then we're gearing up for nationals.
That's right.
Things are going down on the cross-country scene. Oh, how do you expect the teams to finish, Amber? What do you think is going to happen? What's your official Lions Den prediction?
For regionals?
For anything. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do? What are we going to be talking about in the next upcoming weeks as pertains to cross-country on the men's and or women's side?
We're going to talk about how both teams made it to nationals again. 3rd year now, back-to-back. So,
2 years in a row they've been there. This will be 3rd.
So we're going to talk, hopefully they'll make it to there, and then when they go to nationals, they're going to place higher than what they did last year, which was like 10th place for the girls, and I believe 11th place for the guys. So hopefully we'll be higher than that, and we'll be ready for a good finish to the season.
Absolutely. Well, that's exciting stuff. You know, let's backtrack a little bit and go back to soccer because we got to talk about men's soccer now. They're not quite in the same position as the women's team because the men need to win the next 2 upcoming games, and then it's likely that they're gonna be in the tournament as well. But there's only 6 teams that make the tournament for the men's side of things, and right now, if the season were to end, the men's team would be on the outside looking into the postseason picture after two tough losses over the weekend against the top teams in the RMAC, Regis and Colorado Mines. Mountain Lions weren't able to come up with victories then, but they got 2 matches this weekend in which they could win out. And so if they win out against Colorado Christian on Friday night, CSU Pueblo on Sunday, the Mountain Lions can still make the postseason. The men can definitely still make the postseason, but they got to win, and they got to hope for a few other things to break down, which it's very likely that they will. For all the specific details on the bracketology for the men's soccer team and the women's soccer team, you can feel free to go to GoMountainLions.com, and there's going to be an article up there very shortly about all the different scenarios which can happen this coming weekend with both men's and women's soccer team. But we still got some more stuff to talk about.
We had more teams in action.
We did. We had the golf team in action. And where'd they go?
Texas.
San Antonio. That's right. And it was Joey Hearn who moved up 2 spots for his first collegiate top 5 performance. Congratulations to Joey Hearn, who led the Mountain Lions to a 9th place finish, that is, at the Bruce Williams Memorial Invitational. And that's a great job. I think the Mountain Lions as a team wanted to do a little bit better, but that's a great job by Joey Hearn, who top 5 for the first time. That's gotta feel good.
Yeah, I was like, that's awesome.
Gotta feel good. And that's probably going to give him some momentum moving forward as well, because the spring season is fall season, is over. The Mountain Lions golf team preparing for the spring season, though, which begins March 3rd and 4th. And I think for somebody like Joey Hearn, that's really going to give him the confidence that he needs moving forward, that he knows he's a top 5. I mean, he's a contender every single time. And so I think that's a great way to finish the season for him. And we're going to be anticipating another good golf season. Historically, in the spring.
In the spring.
Golf has been one of the historically great programs here at UCCS. Nationally ranked season after season, contending for championships, for everything. So I expect them to return back to prominence before too long. I mean, you can't keep a good team down for too long. And a 9th place finish, it's not bad, but I think looking at it objectively, they want to do better. They know they can do better, and they're going to do better.
They are going to do better.
That's going to happen. It's going down in the spring. Gear up for golf.
Watching out for them.
That's right. Tiger Woods going to be in the house soon. He's getting down. Well, I think, Amber, that covers all the UCCS sports that happened this past weekend. But we have the start of men's basketball is just a couple of days away.
Oh.
It is here. Can you believe basketball season is here?
Came up quick.
Came up quick.
That's okay, though, because all the other seasons are, ending or coming to a close. And then you got, basketball right there waiting for you.
Love it. I love it. I absolutely love basketball. They don't call me MJ for nothing. It's not like I dance like Michael Jackson. I mean, I'd be balling like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Okay, well, the men's basketball team, as I mentioned, starting their season in exhibition game, but a first real test. This is going to be a tough test, though, Amber. They're going up to Wyoming to play Wyoming.
Wow.
That's big time.
That is big time.
I mean, I talked to Darius Partner a couple weeks ago. I'm friends with Darius Partner. We're co-workers. I work with Darius, and he's really excited about this game, as I would assume the rest of the basketball team is as well. But he knows that this is going to be a tough matchup, but he's confident. And he's confident they're going to go up north and get a big win against Wyoming. And what a way to start the season that would be. I mean, oh my gosh, that would be the way.
Oh, yeah.
Be Wyoming?
It happened.
That ain't nothing. Gonna be Wyoming. That ain't nothing. No big deal. But they're gonna do it, or at least they're gonna go up Thursday and try to do it. So that's gonna be something to watch for. Which leads me to our next segment, Amber, which is the what to watch for. Because we got stuff going down all weekend long, starting on Halloween Thursday night. So Amber, you gotta tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there what to watch for.
All right. Actually, starting tomorrow, we have the Boozar Fest going down in the Berger Hall, where it's basically you just bring your kids and they go trick-or-treating and all that.
Go trick-or-treating in Berger Hall.
So, can't miss that. And then, as we just mentioned, the men's basketball team will have their first exhibition game against Wyoming on Thursday night.
Yep.
7. The women's soccer team.
Oh, big stuff going down. This is huge.
Huge. It's a home
Huge.
game Friday against
Huge.
New Mexico Highlands.
How big is it?
huge.
Huge.
Know why? That game determines if they host the playoff game.
That's
on
right.
Wednesday,
If
so
you go to any soccer game of the year,
that's the one.
that's the one. Go to this one. They need the support. Well, they don't really need it. I mean, they're doing really good. But it's always nice to support the team.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's better when you have a crowd.
That's right.
And then they also have another game against our rival, CSU Pueblo, on Sunday.
So if you're ever going to travel to a game for soccer, that's the one.
game.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
It's only 30 minutes away, so you can't miss it.
Right down I-25. Hop, skip, and a jump.
Right, see? And then, men's soccer team will be playing Colorado Christian on Friday.
That's a big match, too. Men are trying to make the postseason.
Right. And then, they also play against CSU Pueblo on Sunday as well.
Doubleheader.
It's also another big game. And then, volleyball will take on Regis Friday at 7 o'clock. And they'll also be taking on Metro State on Saturday. And then cross country will be taking a break and competing in a week.
Very true, very true. And we got a lot more going down. Be sure to check out GoMountainLions.com for all the latest news and information. And of course, be sure to like us on Facebook at The Lions Den UCCS. Follow us on Twitter at The Lions Den UCCS. And you can feel free to stalk Amber and myself in real life. We're always looking for new stalkers. But like us, follow us, stalk us. But either way, be a fan of UCCS Athletics because it's going down. An exciting weekend on the horizon. So be sure to check out all that stuff. And until next time, of course, go Mountain Lions!